There was a village nestled at the edge of a dark and dense forest known only as the Whispering Woods. For generations, the villagers had warned their children to never venture too deep into the trees. They said the forest was cursed, that it whispered secrets at night, secrets that could drive a person mad. One evening, a young man named Tom, bored with the quiet life of the village, decided to see for himself if the legends were true. He was skeptical of the old stories. To him, the whispering was just the wind, and the darkness was just the night. So under the cover of dusk, Tom ventured into the woods. The moment he crossed the threshold, a shiver ran down his spine. The air grew colder, and the trees seemed to loom taller and closer, their branches like skeletal hands reaching for him. But Tom pressed on, his curiosity outweighing his fear. As he ventured deeper into the forest, the whispering began. At first it was faint, just a murmur, like voices carried on the breeze. But then the voices grew clearer, closer, almost as if they were speaking directly to him. "Turn back," one voice hissed. "You shouldn't have come." Tom froze, heart pounding. He spun around, but there was no one there. The trees were still, their dark shadows stretching ominously across the forest floor. He took a deep breath, dismissing it as his imagination. But the whispers didn't stop. In fact, they grew louder, more insistent. "Help us!" another voice croaked, and Tom's stomach turned. The sound seemed to come from all directions, circling him. He tried to run, but the forest was changing. The path that had once been clear now twisted in impossible directions, as if the trees themselves were shifting, trapping him. His feet felt heavy, and every turn seemed to lead him further into the heart of the forest, where the whispers were deafening. Suddenly he stumbled upon a clearing. In the center was an old, decrepit well, its stone walls cracked and covered in moss. But it wasn't the well that caught his attention. It was the figure standing beside it, a woman pale as death, her eyes black as coal. "Help me," she whispered, her voice barely audible over the cacophony of other voices. Tom's body was frozen in terror, but something compelled him to approach. As he did, the woman's face twisted into a grotesque smile. Her lips parted, revealing sharp, yellowed teeth. "You should never have come," she hissed, her voice now full of malice. Before Tom could react, a cold hand grabbed his wrist, pulling him toward the well. The ground beneath him seemed to vanish, and he fell, screaming, into the darkness. When the villagers went to search for him the next morning, they found no trace of Tom, only his torn clothes and a single, whispering voice that seemed to come from the forest itself. "Help me,"